How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Hyrule. This is my channel introduction video. I hope you enjoy Link's little message. I believe he said something like, welcome to the channel. Uh, Not really sure, my Hyrulean's super rusty. So, in this video, I will be giving a history of my past in gaming, how I got started, etc., etc. And then I will talk about the direction of this channel, so on and so forth. So, should be a good one. Now, the reason my channel is named A Link to the Past is because the first game system I ever had was SNES. And if you know anything about SNES, you'll know that it came out in the early 90s, and that's about when I was born, because I'm super old. So I had a Commodore 64 before that. It's basically like a computer, but like literally all it can do is play games and like maybe add 2 plus 2. So my first real gaming system, like I said, Super Nintendo. My two favorite games were A Link to the Past and Super Mario RPG. Super Mario RPG is a game that could definitely be remade and I would love to play it, but so far no such luck. Another thing, A Link to the Past was so cool to me because I was maybe 4 or 5 years old, and I'm playing this game with two worlds, the light world and the dark world. And what happens is you go through the light world, you get 3 pendants, and then you defeat who you think's the final boss. And the game's like, just kidding, you're actually like halfway done maybe, because then there's 7 palaces in the Dark World you have to go through, one to for each maiden. So, and the map is a mirror, dark and light, but some of the locations that you can't really go to in the light world, you can in the dark and vice versa. So it's really cool to just go between those. Another thing that's really big for me is when you go into the light or the dark world the first time, you can't do anything because you're just a bunny, which is, I guess, supposedly Link's true form is a bunny. Um, so that's a fun fact that maybe not a lot of people who are younger than me will know. Um, I do think that once I get to 100 followers on Twitch, I will be doing a playthrough of A Link to the Past on an emulator, so look forward to that. Twitch link will be in the video description, of course, as will my duo's information, which is his Twitch and his gaming YouTube. Now, fast forward a little bit, get the Nintendo 64, play Ocarina of Time, try to play Majora's Mask, but didn't really go for me. Was not much of a fan of it, to be honest. Um, Although I was like 8 or 9 or something when I tried to play it, and it was just different with the time mechanic. I never got into it. I may have had like, I don't know, because after A Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time, which were kind of like just you're playing the game, nothing to like manipulate, it was just weird for me. So, besides Pokemon Stadium, the Zelda games were definitely my thing on N64. There was a couple. Pokemon Puzzle League was on there. That was really fun. It's like Tetris with Pokemon in it. Team Rocket was always up to something. You know how they are. After that, I got a PS1, played Crash, Metal Gear, all the usuals. Had them at both houses actually. And PS2, you're looking at more Crash, you're looking at Jak and Daxter, you're looking at obviously like Madden and stuff, but for the most part, my main enjoyment from PS2 came out of Metal Gear Solid 2, which was a two-part game, just like Link to the Past, where the first part you're just playing as quote unquote Snake. You just Everyone thought the whole game was gonna be that, and it ended up being like an hour. Like once you got good at it, you could do it in like half an hour, which definitely made some people a little upset. But for the most part, once you got to the ride-in section, spoiler alert, too late by the way, but that was the main bulk of the game. And it was still fun, but a lot of people were mad. And this is before like the whole internet like troll culture. So if that game would have came out now, I don't even know. But like I said, it was fun. The boss fights were well spaced. The use of stealth was always really good. And just playing on like such a big level when you're used to, and it's 3D too, obviously. When the old Metal Gear Solid was very like linear and boxy. So those were my PS1 and 2 memories. Then we got to the Xbox 360, which is where I met Cody. Um, well, let's not forget COD 4 was my first COD since I'm old. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I got the 10th Prestige, all 55. Played in like a semi-organized team where we just did team tactical matches against like three other people. And got my gold camo legit without doing cage match boosting since I played that game for like 50 days. Figured I'd do it legit. Once we got out of that, went to MW2 after World at War, which was another really great game, despite the MP40 being like the ruler. It was just a simpler time in COD, but there'll be another video on that at some point, I'm sure. So, met Cody at a baseball game. This is my brother's baseball game, and his brother was on my brother's team. They were already friends. My mom and I came to the game, and we sat next to Cody's mom, and Cody was there. Thought he was British at first. Don't really know why, but he definitely is not British. He's from America, and that's pretty much where we met at a baseball game. Then I came back from school. My brother was playing the new COD, and he was actually really far into it, and I wasn't at all. So, what happened, and sorry for that, my dog does this thing where he wants you to play with him, and so he squeaks his toy until you actually try to play with him, then he just runs away and trolls you. So now we'll have put a stop to that. Yeah, I'll play with you later. Okay, he's mad. But anyways, we started playing MW2. My brother was playing. Um, Cody's brother would play. We all played like a load. Between us all, I very easily had 100 days, like between us four. So we made a clan. Uh, I was the leader, whatever, founder. Made Cody the leader because he was better than me, and his brother was better than me, and my brother was better than me. So I just figured give it to Cody. Um, Brandon did a lot of recruiting, which is Cody's brother. Then, now back then, there was rules and no using noob tubes, no using one man army, etc. but people always did it. And the only way to catch them would be is if you had a way to record it, which Taylor had one and Cody had one. It was called a hodgepodge HD PVR, and it was supposed to be the next wave of video recording. And I mean, it was at the time, but now we have uh, like 83 better ways, I guess you could say. We have programs on the computer. There's Elgato. It each like it actually produces much better results. But so yeah, you'd have to play the game and record it. And then if someone cheated, you had to submit a complaint and the video, and then they would like lose the game because they cheated. So that was how, we got into game battles. We met another kid. Uh, he introduced us to like the sniping league. It was actually semi-pro. Did really well in that actually. Once we could get along with the kid and his brother or cousin or whoever he was. I still don't remember honestly. Um, Once the DLC came out that had bailout on it, I think it was called like Stimulus Pack or something. We started doing like real game battles more and more, and we got up to like sixth in our ladder. So that was pretty cool. Then everyone started arguing with each other. Things went kind of downhill, but me, Cody, Brandon, and Taylor stayed in the clan for a number of years after until Advanced Warfare killed everyone's desire to play COD. Um, for a while, I branched out. I became a huge Destiny player. Destiny 1. I played 2, but only like way after it came out. It was like on sale for 19 bucks. So I got it then. But anyways, Destiny 1 was huge for me. I loved the class system, even though it never really developed into something that was detailed enough for me. I still really, really loved it because I had my Awoken Warlock and got super far. Then you went in, started a Hunter, and like fell in love with the Hunter more. Um, I used the female Hunter, so she was thinner than my male Warlock, so war armor looked better on her than it did on my Warlock, so then I started playing Hunter. I got almost all the exotics, went really, really, really ham. Played the first raid, like the day it came out. Beat it, took us like 9 hours, 13, something like really long. Because now if you look for a playthrough of Volta Glass, it's like 20 minutes because everyone knows what they're doing. But I love being in charge of cleansing when you went into the portals. And yeah, had my Horn like literally day one. And I had pretty much all the exotics at some point. I just got really lucky. I love the multiplayer, the control mode where you're getting points for having the flags, but also for slaying. It was always fun to me. Yeah, you had your shotgun cheese and a lot of supers, but the way they fixed it in Destiny 2 took it in a totally wrong direction and made people realize that just like the M16 in COD 4 and the MP40 in World War II, it's just kind of a thing that's in the game, you know? You'd rather have it than not have it, kind of thing. Like I said, a lot more videos to come on all these topics at some point. Now, fast forward, COD's kind of dying down for us. Basically, after Black Ops 1, which we all were 15th. Well, we stopped at 1450, but we easily would have been 15th. We just stopped at 14 because it's way cooler. So after that, started to go downhill, started to branch off to our own games. Everyone ended up in different areas, only getting back together at certain points. Like Cody and I played Overwatch together, played Paladins. He got to Diamond, I got to Plat. In Paladins, we were both Diamond, playing against like top 5 in the world players because Xbox. Um, yeah. So I started playing League in about 2013, around August, end of season 3. My first champ I played and understood was Vigar. And no Flame because I know he's super easy, so forth. But I had never played a MOBA, I had never played a hero shooter, and I'm like, in culinary school, I'm just playing a game a friend told me to play. He was like, it's really fun, I'm super good at it. Now, when I played with him, I'm level 1, he's like level 30, obviously, because that was the cap back then. And I thought he was the best player I've ever seen or ever will see. Hadn't seen LCS, I hadn't seen Worlds, I hadn't seen any of that. I thought he was beating up on the bots, man. He was so good. Bots had no chance against him, man. No matter what champ he played, he destroyed the bots. So I wanted to be that good one day. I forget exactly when I played Ezreal, but I remember he was on free, and I remembered I just wanted to main him. I thought it was so cool, his cooldown reduction on his Q for his other spells. The fact that all of his spells were like super interactive. His E is basically a flash. I'm just like, wow, this guy's amazing. So, yeah, it's about 7 years later, and I can finally play Ezreal, which is, you know, it's sort of, good amount of time to take to learn how to finally play a character. But I'm at 100k mastery on Ezreal. He's definitely my main. I play some other champs, Liss, Ryze, Ori. On the stream, I own every champ in the game, so on the stream, most of the time if I'm not in ranked or playing like a mode like Nexus Blitz or whatever, I'll just be taking suggestions for any mid or bot champs. I'm also going to be working on some junglers that I think are good, because right now the only jungler I can play to like a good level is AP Shyvana. And I know she's easy, so forth, and blah blah blah, and you suck and you're trash. I've heard it all before, but yeah, she's really fun to me where you have this mechanic, which is like my big thing. You have this like special mechanic where you can just go and hit stuff and get your dragon back. So the start of the game you're like useless, then you get your dragon, you go for a gank, you probably get a kill, go back in the jungle, hit some enemies, go get another kill, and it's just a fun playstyle. Like I don't. Oh man, she's so OP. It's definitely funny to like shoot somebody with the snot rocket that you don't even think hits, and then you take like 80% of their health. But my main enjoyment comes from just farming your ult while you farm other stuff. Some of the jungle champs I'd like to play are Lee Ka, Rengar, just things like that. So now that we've reviewed, oh my peak is silver 4. So that is not fantastic, but it is what it is. We're definitely working towards climbing. We've got high gold, low plat MMR on both Goku and I. So the goal is to get to gold by the end of this season, and then to be moving towards plat next year when they fix the stupid promos in between like bronze 1 and bronze 2, or bronze 2 and bronze 1 kind of thing. The middle tiers, I guess you could call it. So with that intro out of the way, we will start to review what this channel is going to be focusing on. There will be lots of ranked game reviews. I have a Mouse game where I went 19-3, and then I have a 9-0 or 11-0 Rise game. So I'll just be reviewing what went right, what went wrong, um, why I picked the champ, what I think is good about them, why I built what I built, highlighting what Goku did as jungler to make it really easy for me so that people don't think I'm that great, give me too much credit, what the enemy team did wrong, so forth. Now, after those reviews or showcases, like depending on how many Ezreal games I get, at some point it's gonna be like, yeah, so I shifted and then I Mystic Shotted the guy because he was behind minions and I wanted to hit him and he died. So I don't want to just review the gameplay, but just a nice game to look at. It went well. Also, just if I play a mid game on a weird champ that I'm not like super good at, I will just put the video up, and if there's any questions or anything, I can go over how it worked besides the fact that I'm playing against people that aren't as well versed in the game, or just they don't get camped like me. Yeah, I get a lot of free wins because of Goku. So anyways, besides those, there will be guides on mid and ADC champs. For instance, start with Rise, just what the main build is, the tier into the row. I was going to say Rod of Ages, but I abbreviated it. Then, after that, what do you need towards the game? Like, sometimes I'll build Rylai's, sometimes Morello for Pen. It just depends. Then, how the first 5 levels go, what happens at 6 as the champ. Like for Rise, obviously you get your TPs, how to team fight, what you want in a team fight. Like on Rise, you're going to need frontline so you can get your EQ, WQ, EQ, so forth off. Because otherwise, you probably can still blow like 1 or 2 of the carries up, but you'll die. Just because you're squishy and your range is short. So, other than that, I'll explain what all the skills do, combos with the skills, like Ezreal Shift Q or his WQ combo, so forth. Same with Rise. I'll also put in like the best team comp for playing this character. So an example would be you're playing Yasuo mid. You got Mouth top, you got Zac in the jungle, got Ali support, and Kalista AD. So Alistar knockup, Kallista's ult throws somebody in, it's a knockup, Zac's E's a knockup, Malphar's a knockup, and then you have your Nado. So those will be like kind of wombos or things to look for. Another thing I'll be reviewing is when you're in bot, what lane partners will be good, um, what kind of support to pick with the character, kind of thing. So your Ezreal, you don't really want a Leona early because she can go in, but you're not going to be able to do like a million damage, which obviously it's not perfect synergy, but later in the game or in perfect situations, it'll be fine anyways. But what I'm talking about is Lulu with Kog'Maw Twitch, Alistar with Vayne, so you have the juggle opportunities, things like that. Draven with Leona or Pyke, anyone who wants to get early kills. Another thing is dual comms with Goku on games where we specifically tilt the jungler by just invading or roaming faster. Or we can talk about like LCS topics, more specific topics like how you can win your lane by roaming more than just like staying in and CSing. Because the idea is to get more gold than the enemy or get your other teammates more fed. If you're down 10 CS and you lose a plate, but you go down, you get drag, get a double kill bot, then you go top, get the herald, push it in, your team's winning in general. And that's why it's important to remember the overall gold is more important than your own gold sometimes. Lastly, there's going to be a mini podcast where either I talk about or we talk about, Goku and I talk about the LCS, the playoffs of the Worlds when that comes out, the new OP champs, whether it's from buffs or release, and then fun cheese lanes such as Branny, the Burn lane, Brandon Annie, um, Vagar Ziggs, where you knock him into the Vagar wall with a Zig Satchel, stuff like that. So this is my relaunch of the channel. I have some old videos with no comm, but now Goku has me set up for making commentaries and streaming, so that's what I'm gonna be doing, going for the dream. So, like I said, my Twitch will be in the video description, as will Goku's. And basically, like I said, follower champ selects will be on stream unless I'm playing Nexus Blitz. I'm gonna be practicing a lot of Lee and Aphelios, Kog'Maw, Vayne, things like that, just because I really wanna like learn how to play Aphelios efficiently, and I just love Lee in Nexus Blitz because he can kick people out of the circle. It's very fringe, but it's very hilarious. Same with Poppy. So that's what you'll be seeing. Kog'Maw, Vayne, Kaisa. Obviously, Jin's really good. Jinx, I pop off with her in every mode because when comes in faster, Jinx is like way, way, way strong. Um, so that's what you'll be seeing from the channel and me. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay in the background, and I hope you are as excited for this channel as I am. Please click the subscribe button. There should be one or two more videos out this week, and next week, Monday, July 13th, I will be starting my stream, which will run from about 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Thursday. So stop on by to my stream, and Goku streams at night. So don't forget to check out his streams too, because he's way better at this than I am. I hope you guys enjoyed the vid. I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you back in Hyrule next time. Peace!